Hey everyone, welcome back. Quick recap of what's been going on with this thing. I haven't been videoing much, just due to the fact that it's slow and tedious work. Coated the entire frame with POR 15. I'm really happy actually with the results. I was a bit skeptical considering you put it on with a brush, but it laid out really nice and smoothed out as it dried. It's kind of thin, it's hard to work with, but yeah, it turned out really nice. Last video you saw, we installed the fuel cell. It's in the intercooler for the supercharger is in. I made brackets and then lower brackets down there, if you can see, to mount the intercooler. The intercooler is squared up in the grill then, and it's in front of the black condenser for the air conditioning, and then we'll have a black radiator go in front of that as well. Doing black master, and then now the owner wants to go ahead and do Willwood brakes at all four corners. So while we have it torn apart, we may as well go ahead and do that. One thing I'm noticing that I'm having an issue with is we decided to go with the Dirty Dingo slider motor mounts, and they go on your factory pedestals. The only issue I'm having is on the motor itself. The owner wants, this is the motor, the owner wants to keep the factory air conditioning down low. So here is your factory air conditioning mount for the compressor. The Dirty Dingoes, if you take them apart, would bolt here. And as you can see, it contacts just really heavily on that low AC compressor mount. So right now we're trying to come up with a solution, and we may have to go with a Tejas type mount. Not sure, doing research. Here is the motor. It is a 6-liter. It's been to the machine shop, everything done to it. Really nice rotating assembly. Powder coat, Cerakote, everything has been coated to kind of match. You have your Cerakoting finish on the valve covers that match the blower, and then gloss black on the rest of it on the block, and like the alternator. Bolts all blacked out. Really nice piece. Should be a ripper. I did the Holley EFI rails, and most people say that you cannot do the crossover in the front for a return style fuel system. Don't pay attention to the regulator, because that's not where we're going to put it. My idea is I'm going to run my inlet from my fuel pump into this rail. I crossed over. If you can see very tightly, it will, with modification to this back plastic plate on the alternator, it will cross over. I made up a -8 crossover to another 90 back into the rail. And then back here, we'll put the regulator before we return it back to the tank. And that regulator is boost referenced. So it will add in 1 pound of fuel pressure per pound of boost. So that's it. If we can get the motor mounts figured out, or the pedestals, I've heard people say using a later model pedestal on the frame here for a Tejas mount. But we are currently researching pretty heavily on how we want to do that. The frame here has a small raised surface right where the AC would be, or be close to. I'm okay to massage that a little bit, but I really don't want to ruin the integrity of the frame anywhere. It's a really nice frame. I don't care to grind a little bit and clearance that, but I'm not going to cut a big notch in it like some people do. We'll get it to work one way or another, but without cutting the frame up. So that's it. That's the update. I'll keep you posted as we come up with a solution on the motor mounts and start videoing again when this motor starts going back in this thing.